Is it recording? I think it's recording. Oh my god. Why did I do this to myself? Why did I try and film a main channel video on my own when I can't see the viewfinder, I can't see if I've put the lights in the right position, and I can't see the little leveler on the tripod to know if I've put it in the right place. But I was like, you know what? Regardless of all that, regardless of the fact I can't see what I'm doing, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna try and film a video. My French is getting on my nerves. I should have put on hairspray before I did this video, because then maybe it would have stayed in the same place, but I'm a twit and I forgot to do that. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry that I've been away for such a long time. I have spoken about this on my vlog channel, which, by the way, if you're not following, it's Fashioneyesta Extra. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and it's where I started doing more daily vlogs and where I'm going to try and do more vlogs more often. So please do go and follow me on there if you're not, because I am going to be posting a lot on there as well as my main channel. But basically, I haven't been active on YouTube and also on my blog for 2 months now, because I have been doing my dissertation. And today I went to university and I handed in my dissertation. I went into the office, I gave it in, and I walked out the door and I had a little victory dance, and I felt so good about myself because I finally finished my dissertation and I have now finished my master's degree in children's literature. That was a bit of a mouthful. So I'm so happy to finally be back doing videos and doing blogs and stuff, and I've really missed you guys. So today I'm going to be filming a Colourpop haul. I've never actually bought anything in my life from Colourpop. This is my first ever order, and I did go a little bit nuts on the website because there were so many things I wanted to try. I wanted to try these Super Shock eyeshadows, I wanted to try their lipsticks, I wanted to try their lip pencils, and things did end up going a little bit cray-cray, as you'll be able to see from this box here, which is absolutely packed to bursting point. I always see all the YouTubers and any kind of makeup storage videos that I watch, they always have Colourpop in there. People are always using their stuff and raving about their lipsticks, their Super Shock eyeshadows, their lippy sticks, all this kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, I really want to try their stuff so bad. So a few weeks ago I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. I went onto Colourpop and made an order, and oh my god, I did not even realise how affordable everything is. Literally, things are like $5 on there, sometimes $6, which in our money, in the English currency, is like £3, £4, something like that. So I couldn't believe how affordable everything was. So I made a bit of a big order, and I've got some eyeshadows, I've got some lip products, I've got an eyeliner, all different things that I wanted to show you and show you what I got from Colourpop. I'm going to get into this order and show you the things that I got. So let's get started. So I will start off with one of my favourite things to buy, and it is eyeshadows. I love eyeshadows, they love me. I love pigmented eyeshadows, I love shimmering eyeshadows, and to be honest, I couldn't have done a Colourpop haul without buying some of their eyeshadows, because everyone raves on about the Super Shock eyeshadows, which look absolutely amazing. Now I have 5 here. I did have 7 originally. 2 of them arrived broke, so I had to try and salvage them, but I didn't really want to show them because they didn't really look as pretty as they did originally, so I was a little bit upset about that. One of the first shades I have to show you is called Weenie. Now Weenie is described as a coppery rose gold colour, and it's a really pretty shade. It is very much like a rose gold tone, if you can see that. It's a lovely foiled effect, and it's quite pigmented. I think combined with some deeper rose gold shades, or even some coppers or some rusts, this would look really pretty. I also think this would work really well as a transitional shade, so a shade that you would use maybe on the socket line to blend out other colours, but equally you could probably put this on the lid for more of a rose gold lid. I think it's a really versatile shade, and this was one of the ones that everyone was raving about. I think in every single Colourpop haul or favourites video I ever watched, pretty much everybody mentions Weenie, so I was like, well, clearly that's going to be a good one because everybody loves it, so I've got to see what all the hype is about. And actually looking at that shade, that is really pretty. The next shade I have to show you is called Drift. Now I believe Drift is more of a plummy tone shade. It's very much kind of like a slightly berry cranberry tone, but it's got a lot of plum in there. Really nice for the autumn, I imagine. And let's see what this shade swatch is like. Oh, that is so, so pretty. Not quite as pigmented as I thought it was going to be though. Oh, no, no, actually, no, 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 ignore me, ignore me. Just have to work with that a little bit. Oh, that is so nice. That is very much like a really lovely aubergine plum foiled shade. Lovely for the autumn. I would use this on the outer V of my eye, or maybe just a little bit on the lower lash line, but this is something that I'd use just to intensify the other shadows, just for more of a smoky look. I wouldn't put this all over the lid. In certain lights it looks a little bit more matte than the weenie does, but when it does catch light you can see more of an iridescent tone to it, but when you hold it in certain lights it does look a little bit more matte than weenie does. Okay, so the next shade I have to show you is called Elixir. Now this is one of the burnt orange shades. This is like a really pretty rust colour shade, and here it looks more matte, but let's see what it's like when you swatch it. Yeah, that one's a matte shade, I remember now. So this one's a completely matte shade. It's like a really lovely burnt orange rust shade, quite warm tones, and obviously warm tones are really in at the moment, but I think for the autumn this would look really nice as well on the crease with maybe more of a shimmery coppery tone. That is really, really pretty. I love that shade, and that's pigmented and buttery. I feel like sometimes with matte shades they can apply a little bit more patchy in areas, but that shade has swatched really well, and that was literally just one swatch with that. Right, what have we got next? Let's have a little look. The next shade is called White Rabbit, and yes, I was drawn to this one because of the name, and probably because I am doing a master's degree, or I was doing a master's degree in children's literature, and I saw this shade. I was like, oh, White Rabbit, I have to get that one because I like the name. Don't you just do that sometimes, where you just see a lipstick shade or an eyeshadow shade or something and you just buy it because you like the name? Or is that just me? Am I being really, really stupid? But nevertheless, that is a really pretty shade. Now this one is again rust coppery shade, but this one is more metallic. So let's see how that one applies. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is stunning, and that is a really intense shimmery copper tone shade. That is absolutely stunning. I love that one, and it's really, really shimmery from the outset. You can see it in all different angles. It's very much a full-on shimmery shade. Now this one I would put on the lid for a all-over lid shade. The last shade I have is in the shade Porter, and this is a dark berry purple colour. This is probably the darkest one I have out of all of them, and I think this one is a matte, I believe, but let me swatch it. I'm pretty sure it is a matte. Yep, that is a matte. So if you can see that one, that is a very, very dark plum purple. That is very intense. Now this one I would only use on the outer V. I wouldn't use it anywhere else, just for me personally, because of my skin tone. I am quite pale. I don't think putting it anywhere else would suit me, but I think combined with some rose gold tones and this on the outer V, it would look absolutely stunning. And that again, like the other matte shades I swatched, that is really pigmented from the outset, and just with one swipe you can see the pigmentation, which is really impressive. You're not having to build it up, so let's hope that that translates when I apply these with a brush to my eyes and see what they look like then. Another thing that I bought for the eyes is one of their eyeliners. Now I am quite fussy with eyeliners. You know how much I love the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I am not really someone who verges away from an eyeliner. When I find one that suits me and that I like and that's easy to apply, I will not go for anything else. But I did want to give one of them a go, because I'm the sort of person, I'll buy one product from a company if I'm not too sure whether I'm going to like it or not, see if I like it, and then I'll buy other shades. So I bought one of their cream gel liners, and I got mine in the shade Get Paid, which is described as a rose gold eyeliner. So let's see what this shade looks like. Oh my god, shut the front door. That's gorgeous. Look at that. That is actually really, really stunning, and that's so easy to apply. That is literally the most creamiest eyeliner I've ever applied. Now I think this shade I probably would put on the lower lash line, or maybe on the inner corners, just to highlight a bit. Especially if I was using more rose gold tones on my eyes, I think this would look really pretty. But that is really nice. I think that on the waterline would be great because it's really soft, so you're not going to poke your eye, it's not going to rub on there, it's really easy to transfer onto your skin, and it's just a lovely kind of coppery rose gold colour. It's got more rose gold in this than copper, but it's very light, and I think if you put that on the lower lash line with other colours, that would look really pretty, and it would kind of open up and accentuate those eyes a bit, just to make them look a little bit more awake and open. By the way, I will be doing a makeup tutorial soon with some new products, so if I like any of this stuff, you might see some Colourpop stuff mentioned in there, so do keep a lookout on here. And also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, do be sure to subscribe and click the little bell next to it as well, so you get notifications when I make new videos. Now let's move on to lips. Oh my gosh. Now, again, with Colourpop as a brand, one of the things that always comes up is their lipsticks, in particular their liquid lipsticks and also their lippy sticks, and everyone always raves on about the pigmentation, this and that, about the lipsticks of Colourpop. So another thing that I was swayed to buy when I was on Colourpop was indeed their lip products. But I'm going to start off with a lip pencil because I do love my lip pencils, and I have accumulated quite a large collection over the past few months. And this is in the shade Bumble. Okay, so Bumble is described on the website as a very kind of dark pinky colour with a very kind of muted brown tone to it, so it's more like a stony pink rose colour, and I really like brown tone pinks and very warm tone pinks. So that is really, really pretty. That is just such a lovely shade. It's kind of got quite a nice rose pink undertone to it. It's like classic English rose kind of pink colour. Next up, I got some of their lippy sticks. I only got 2 of these just because I wanted to see what I thought of them, but they were so cheap I was like, well, I can get a couple, and if I don't like them, it's not a massive break to the bank. And the first one I got is in the shade Aquarius. What I can remember, Kathleen Lights collaborated with Colourpop and she made this shade, and it's been quite popular, but it looked really pretty from the pictures I saw on the website, so I wanted to give this a try. And these are basically like lipsticks, but they're in like a stick kind of form, so a little bit more thinner. And let's see what this one's like. Oh, that is lovely. That is like a really pretty mauvey brown tone nude. So this is the sort of nude that I like to wear. I don't like anything too light. I don't like anything too nude. But looking at it here, that is just like your classic go-to mauvey pink nude shade. That is really, really pretty, and I love the colour of that. And from the texture of it on my hand right now, that feels like it's going to be really creamy. So I'm so excited to try that and see how that applies. And then the next one I got is in the shade Brink. Now I can't actually remember what Brink looks like. I think this one is again supposed to be like a bricky sort of terracotta colour. So this is what Brink looks like. Brink is like a really pretty terracotta reddish pink shade. Also, I imagine this would look really nice for what's left of the summer as well, with a bit of tan and maybe some warm tones on the eyes as well. I think that's a very, very appealing shade, and I think that colour would also suit quite a lot of different skin tones as well. It's one of those classic versatile shades that I think lots of different skin tones could get away with. I also bought one of their Ultra Satin Lip shades. I bought one of them because I wanted to see the formula and how it applies, and see whether or not it's the kind of thing that I would like. So I've brought a few different things from their lipstick range, and I'm going to see which formula I like the best, and it's in the shade Frick and Frack. To me, it looks like a very dark mauvey burgundy shade. It's quite a nice shade to wear, I imagine, for the autumn time, because it's still dark enough that it's quite autumnal, but it's still light enough that it would be quite passable as a nude shade for autumn. I think it's a nice go-between for the autumn. It looks really, really pretty, and you can see it's still got that satin finish to it. It's not completely flat. I mean, it might look completely different on my lips when I apply it, but from what I can see there, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a satin finish. Of course, it's a satin finish lipstick, so you would imagine it's going to be a satin finish. The next one I got is an ultra matte lip, and this is in the shade Bumble. So this is what I was talking about. I got a lip liner and I also got the lipstick to match. Now let's see how this applies. So basically it will be the same shade as that, so that rosy brown pink shade. And oh my god, that is beautiful. That is absolutely stunning. And this shade ever so slightly reminds me of the Kat Von D lipstick in the shade Double Dare. It's that kind of shade, that really lovely English rose brownie toned pink shade. And then lastly for this haul, I also got one of their ultra glossy lips. Now, I am usually not someone who's into lip gloss. When I was younger, like when I was at school, I was all about the lip gloss, but now I'm older, I'm more about a liquid lipstick kind of thing, or lipsticks in general. I rarely wear lip gloss apart from over the top of a lip liner, just to make it a little bit more kind of glossy. But this one did sound like it would be the sort of shade that I would wear, and it's called Fairy Floss. Now, this shade is a nudie shade. It's just like something that you would wear, I think, over the top of something. Now looking at it there, that is very, very, very sheer. It's got a slight nude colour to it. But I think this would be the sort of thing that you would probably wear over the top of a liquid lipstick, or maybe a lip liner, or on its own if you wanted to. But I think for me it's lovely and sheer, and it seems to have a little bit of a shimmery kind of tone to it. So I would probably wear this over the top of more of a nude lip liner just to give it a little bit more of a glossy look. That shade is actually really pretty. It's lovely and light, and I think it would just make your lips look really, really full and just healthy looking. It's just one of those sorts of shades, but I think you could wear this with lots of different nude tones. It's quite a versatile lip gloss because it's so sheer. So I'm really excited to try that, and maybe Colourpop will be the company to convert me back to lip glosses again, who knows. So that concludes my Colourpop haul. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am so excited to try all this stuff now that I've done a haul finally. So do be sure to like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!